James Ernest of the Grueling Truth Radio Network here with Jenna Haag. She's going to be a part of Team USA's curling program. So how'd that all get started?
Me getting into curling?
Yeah, how'd you become interested in curling?
Really not a glamorous story, actually. When I was younger, couldn't really commit to a sport, so my parents would go into the curling club Friday nights as, like, their big night out, and then they would send my brother and I in on Saturdays. And so, ever since then, I just kind of got hooked. Like, I remember when I was younger, hiding in the locker rooms at junior league on Saturday mornings, and I don't know, just eventually met the right people and got into it, I guess.
Have you been with the Blackhawks the entire time, or was that a changeover?
So I was part of Blackhawks Curling Club growing up. Now that I'm part of the national team, our home club is out of Blaine, Minnesota.
Cool. So about how long have you been curling for?
I want to say since I was 5 or 6.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I was going to say...
Yeah.
Yeah, Taylor was saying the same thing, how they've been, it's just in the blood. You've been doing it for your entire life. So that's cool.
Yeah, as long as I can remember.
Excellent. So how is the final eliminations going to occur with the 3 teams? How does that progress?
So as far as I understand, it all comes down to a 1-week playoff in November. Our Olympic trials are in Omaha, Nebraska, and I think it's going to be a triple round robin, and then best out of 3 for the championship. And so the winner of that ends up going to the Olympics.
Cool. So how is your team preparing for that?
Oh gosh, ever since we got picked up in the national program, we've really been putting our lives on hold. So not going to school, not working, the career paths we really want. We've been training a whole lot. We've been practicing together. We've been on the World Curling Tour for months. Just really doing everything we can to be physically and mentally, I guess, emotionally ready.
Well, hopefully we're not putting everything on hold. Taylor was saying that you're engaged?
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hope you're not telling him I got to win the Olympics first, that kind of thing.
That's funny. Taylor's probably way more excited about my wedding than I am. Yeah, I'm getting married in July, so not everything is going on hold, but we're definitely dedicating a lot of our time to the curling.
Cool. Congrats. That's awesome. You found the right one. That's great.
Thank you.
Welcome. So what did you study at the University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee? Or Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Yeah, I said it right. Dang it. Thought I said it wrong the first time.
No, you got it. I studied communication and psychology.
Cool. So, which one were you more into? Like studying people, or more like a TV show kind of effect? Like a Dr. Phil?
I liked the psychology. I liked, obviously, being involved in sports. I liked the sports psychology aspect. I don't know, I guess just about how much mind influences body. I don't know how intertwined they are, I guess. It's just, I don't know, it's fascinating to me. I'd love to go back to school.
Nice. So tell us about some of your teammates. What are they like?
Okay. Andersons are, outside of curling, probably low-key, the funniest people you'll ever meet. Come off as super shy, but once you get to know them, they're, the sweetest and most fun people to be around. Same with Corey, I guess. I don't know. We all get along really well, which is super helpful, obviously, when you're spending months and months of time together. I think that overall as a team, we're very quiet, but we communicate very well. Being quiet, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. So, did they sign you all together, or were you all on the same club at one point? Because you said you had switched clubs to Wisconsin. So, was that where you met the Andersons?
No, actually. So, growing up, I was on my own team. The Andersons were on their own team. And Corey Christensen was on her own team. So, it was the 3 most dominant junior teams at the time, I guess. they broke us all up and put us on the same team. So growing up, we had always been like enemies, competitors, and then all of a sudden we were like forced to talk to each other really for the first time, and it was very weird, but we realized that we are all very similar, so it worked out.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're all about the same age, probably similar backgrounds. Yeah. Like you mentioned, the communication thing. I think Taylor was saying, I believe, her degrees in communication as well.
Yeah, I want to say that Taylor is...
Like sports communication or something. And then she said, I think one of them was studying to be a gym teacher or kinesiology. And then, you and Corey are both were in college together, right?
No, Corey and I weren't in college together. Corey's up in Duluth.
Huh. I was trying to figure. She said Corey was with somebody. I don't know. Maybe it was her sister. But yeah, so it sounds like y'all came together as a team and are doing quite well.
Yeah, we are. We're having fun.
Excellent. That's the most important thing, because, I mean, shoot, that's what sports are all about, is, meeting people, having fun, and enjoying it all. So, it sounds like you're not getting too stressed out over it.
I like to not think so, but, I mean, it's definitely always in the back of our minds, every decision we make kind of affects, the outcome of November, so it's definitely in the back of all of our minds, but we're enjoying it.
So, are you more of a sweeper or a bowler?
So everyone does both. I'm a front end player, so I throw the first 2 rocks of each end, which is like the inning. So throw the first 2 rocks, and then the next 6 rocks I'm sweeping. So I want to say that right now my job on the team is more of learning the paths on the ice and then sweeping every stone and judging weight. So I guess probably more of a sweeper at this point.
Okay, so that would be what, you and Taylor, because she's the second, or not the second, the vice, is it? I'm trying to learn the term.
Taylor's the second, Sarah's the third. So yeah, Taylor and I are very similar, so we're front-end players together. So it's like she and I are on our own little mini team, and then Sarah and Corey at the back end are on their team.
Cool.
So she and I are sweeping basically every stone of the end together.
Oh, nice. So that, so that way it's already kind of set ahead of time. It's not one of those, hey, who's doing this today or that today? You already know ahead of time. That's cool.
Correct. Yeah.
So what do you think of the boom in curling's popularity in pop culture? From The Simpsons, and there was another one I'm trying to think of, where they had a couple curling episodes. Because like on The Simpsons, Homer and them almost made it to the Olympics.
I love it. My friends joke with me about how curling is becoming a trendy sport, but I kind of agree. I mean, every Olympic Games, it just blows up, and now we have Curling Night in America on NBC Sports, so it's just kind of funny to see, like, friends in bars will send me pictures of the TVs at night of curling on TV, and it's just crazy because it's starting to become more mainstream. Like, I remember when I was 15, like, telling people that I curled, and they would just have no idea what I was talking about, so it's definitely exciting. I mean, my teammates and I love going into the club and helping out with Learn to Curls, and I don't know, it's just fun because everyone who wants to join curling is like genuinely so interested in the sport because they know nothing about it, so it's been a lot of fun.
Cool, so it sounds like you enjoy giving back to the curling community. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and definitely, I mean, that's one of those things where it just takes time for a sport to kick off. I can imagine when you were telling people curling, they were thinking you were talking about weightlifting or something, that kind of thing. Because, when you... Yeah.
They would look at me and, look at my arms and be like, what? And then I realized, no, not weightlifting.
So what is the most fun or most exciting tournament you've been in so far?
Gosh, that's a tough one. I want to say, so I've taken 2 trips out to Bern, Switzerland, and that has been a really cool trip. It's always fun when you get to go travel with your team outside of the country. Mm-hmm. You just learn a little bit more about each other. You become more resourceful, and I don't know. It's just a lot of fun to see a new part of the world, meet new people. I don't know, as opposed to going to like Winnipeg, Manitoba, 3 weekends a year, which we do. You know, it's exciting to get out and see new places, I guess.
The four of you, are you the same four that were part of the U.S. Junior National Championship in 2015?
Oh, yeah. So we went to Talent, Estonia together, too. That was awesome as well. It's really hard to pick one favorite one. I mean, my whole curling career with these girls has been awesome. So it's really hard for me to pick, like, one standout tournament. Hopefully it's Olympic trials, but if it's not, I'd say the whole journey together has been a success.
Excellent. So who's your coach?
That's a loaded question. We have our coaches assigned to us from the HP program right now. We think it might be Phil Drobnik for next year. We're hoping it is. He's out of Evelyn, Minnesota, but nothing has been confirmed as of right now.
Cool. That makes sense now because I couldn't figure out Taylor because she said like 2 or 3 different coaches, and I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, how do you have so many coaches? So she was basically saying they weren't sure yet because they still have to sign them. That makes sense now.
Yep.
Excellent. So what do people need to know about curling? Give us a little rundown of this sport.
What do people need to know about curling? I think they need to know that it is a lifetime sport. Excuse me, I have to cough. I'm sorry. It's a lifetime sport. The people that you meet, the places that you get to go. Like, honestly, it's that you can't compare it to anything else. So, like, if anyone is even interested in trying it, I encourage them to do so because it's such a welcoming community and it can take you to places that you never thought that it would take you. So, yeah, I mean, that's all I've got, really.
Excellent. No, you've been great, and hopefully I'll be able to follow up with you before you end up going over to South Korea because that sounds like that'll be an exciting experience for y'all.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Okay.
James Ernest of the Growing Truth Radio Network here with Taylor Anderson, part of Team USA's curling program. Taylor, tell us what you've been up to.
Hi, I've been pretty much just training and practicing here in the Twin Cities. Our practice facilities is in Blaine at the Four Seasons Curling Club, so I'm there a lot.
Nice. So I've heard you're narrowed down to one of the last 3 or 4 teams?
Yeah, there was announced like about a week ago that there's 3 teams for women that qualified for the Olympic trials. So it's Team Christensen, which I'm on, Team Sinclair, and Team Roth.
Excellent. So how do they narrow it down? Are there like tournaments or?
Yeah, like we go on tour in the winter, and you get points, and there's qualifications that get you into the Olympic trials. It's either you're standing in the world, you're standing at the nationals, and your points through the tour.
Excellent. So what's the name of the tour that you're on?
Well, you can do different tours. There's you can go like in Canada, they have like the Ontario tour, or the U.S. there's like a Midwest cycle you go through, and it's just like pretty much you try to get to as many competitions as you can and win the most points. Excellent.
So are you a bowler or a sweeper?
So we all throw the rock. You kind of alternate what order, but I'm a second. Mm-hmm. So my lead goes first, then I go, then the vice goes, and then the skip goes.
Oh, cool.
And then the 3 of us sweep, and then I skip's on the other end calling the shot. So
here you're right-handed. Is that common, or is it more lefts or more rights?
Right-handed is pretty common. There are left-handers, but right-handers usually the most popular.
Okay. So you're still a student at University of Minnesota?
Yeah, I'm currently sitting down. I was going to write an essay, but so I am still a student.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, shoot. What do you study there?
I'm studying sports management currently, and I'm hoping to eventually work for the U.S. Olympic Committee.
Oh, nice. That'd be great. Yeah, I was going to say be an Olympic athlete and then transition over into the management side.
Yeah, that's my plan.
Excellent. Are a lot of the athletes as young as you are, or are you one of the younger ones?
I might be the youngest. So our team averages, like, we're 22, 23, and then the other two teams are mid-20s.
Oh, okay, so everyone's still on the younger side. It's it's
Yep.
not. It's not like there's that one that's out there that's like 30 or 40 is like, oh, I'm the curling vet and I know the insides and outsides. It's a
Yeah.
younger person's game. That's cool.
Yeah, there is one older team. I'm not sure on their ages, but they're still, like, young women. But
Oh, neat.
mhm.
So how'd you get started in curling?
My parents are Canadian citizens, and my dad started me young. My older sisters all curled, and it's really a family sport. And I just grew up and fell in love with it. My dad coached me from a very young age and brought me to nationals, and I just loved it since. And I just got more competitive with it and moved to Minnesota so I could train full time.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I was going to say, I was doing the math on the bio they sent me, and I'm going, wait, 2001, so you were like 6 or something?
Yeah, I started as young as possible. I think I was on the ice when I was 4, so I just fell in love because my older sisters would play, and I would just try to get out on the ice as much as I could.
Oh, that's cool.
Mhm.
I was going to say, it's always nice to have a family sport.
Mhm.
Tell us about some of your teammates.
Okay. Well, my lead is Jenna Haag. She's getting married in July, which I'm super excited about, and she's from Wisconsin, and she already graduated from University of Milwaukee, I believe. And then there's Sarah Anderson, my vice, who's also my twin sister. And so we've always curled together growing up, and we've always been on the same team. So it's a great having your sister on the team with you, and having the possibility of going to the Olympics with my twin would be unbelievable.
Oh, definitely.
And she's a student at the University of Minnesota studying kinesiology.
Gym teacher.
Yeah. And then I skipped Corey Christensen from Duluth, and she just moved down to the Twin Cities, and she's also going to the University of Minnesota, and she's doing the same major. So they're going to take classes together. And so we're all a pretty close team. We're great friends, and it's just really great to follow your goals and dreams with your friends.
Excellent. That's always, you're right. I mean, having the family connection and all, and like you said, and being all friends, that's great. I was going to say, I was wondering how the team got together, but yeah, that kind of explains itself. Obviously, your sister, you've been working with forever, and then, her classmate, that makes sense as well. So yeah, that's awesome. So obviously, the big goal is to get to the Olympics. Any concerns about where the Olympics is located?
No, they've talked to us a lot about the facilities, and we're pretty excited to get the opportunity to go there. A few of my teammates have already traveled to Asian countries, and they've loved it. So we're pretty excited to have the opportunity to go to South Korea.
Definitely. Any strategies or techniques that you use in particular with this team versus some of the other strategies? I'm not going to lie to you, I don't know a lot of the curling strategies, so I'm going to pick your brain, and then when I'm talking to Jenna later, it'll sound like I know what I'm talking about, but I have no idea.
Strategies on the ice or off the ice?
On the ice.
We really focus on team communication, clear that we're all on the same page, and talking about how the ice is changing. So Jen and I have front-end players, so we talk a lot more about ice than shot selection. That's more the back end. Sarah and Corey, they decide shot selection, and Jen and I pay attention to the speed of the ice, maybe some of the tricky spots. And so if you're all communicating what you learn out there, it makes it a little bit easier.
Oh, cool. So, like in basketball, you all would be the forwards and they would be the guards. Okay, I see the connection. Yeah. That's cool. And then off the court, what type of training do you all do? I mean, you probably, of course, you lift weights and do the normal running and stuff, but what else do you?
Yeah, well, obviously we're in a gym, we're on the ice practicing, and then we're also working with a sports psychologist. She's Carly Anderson's an amazing sports psychologist. She helps us out a lot, and this is a huge part of the game is the mental side, and really prepare yourself on the ice for different situations and handling your situations the correct way. And she's really helped our team from just moving on up. She's really, really beneficial to our success. And I think team building and coaching is really important, and it's really helped us.
Excellent. So with this, how many teams are able to make it into the Olympics? Is it just the one, or can team?
Yeah.
That stinks.
Just one team qualifies. For one team for women's, one team for men's, and one mixed doubles team.
Oh, cool. Are there any? What's the scoring like on this? How do they? I mean, they're trying to get into the middle is the main thing, but what's the point rundown?
Okay, so every rock is worth 1 point, and only one team can score an end. An end is like an inning in baseball, so we have 10 ends, and whoever gets closest to the center of the ring scores.
Oh, cool.
And there's 8 rocks per team, per end.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, shoot, so that adds up quickly, so you end up with 80 of those darn things. But like you said, at max you can only get 10 points a game, though, right?
Sorry?
At max, you can only get 10 points a game. So, like, if you skunked the other team, because you said you can only score per 1 point per end or something?
No, there's 10 ends, like 9 innings in baseball. And so...
So 20?
So there's 10 ends.
Okay, 10 ends. Okay.
And so every end, you have the opportunity to score 8 points. So that's very unlikely to do. The most, like the average score you get in end is 1 to 2 points. Oh,
okay, now I get it. Okay, so you can only score 1 point per rock, but you can score multiple points per end. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. For a second there, I was thinking you could only score 1 point each time, so I was like, why do they give you 8 of them if you can only make 1 point? But okay, so you can end up with like a big inning, a big end, and score like 3 or 4. Something like
Correct. That. Yeah, just sometimes people ask if rocks are worth more points or something, but they're all worth the same amount.
Okay, cool. That makes more sense now. Yeah, thank you. You've been helpful because, I was trying to learn all about all the Olympic sports. That's one of our big things here at the Grueling Truth. We started by covering ice skating and we ice dancing, and we've added other things, and we want to, learn all the different components. So that way, in 2018, when we have you all on before you go over and win, then we can be like, sound like we know what we're talking about then.
Yeah. Cool.
Sounds great. Let's see. Any final thoughts or any things that the fans should know about your team? Or better yet, any people that you want to thank for your success along the way? Obviously, your parents have been a huge help. Any other people that
I'd like to thank my family and my support system, my friends. They've definitely been a great help to my success and just like cheering me on. And then also our coach Phil Drobnik and Carly Anderson, our coach, and Derek Brown, the head of the U.S. Curling Association.
Excellent. Actually, yeah, shoot, that brings up a good question. So, like your coaches, I'm assuming they were athletes at one point in time. Did they do men's and women's, or did they do the mixed? How they? What's their?
Yes, most of our coaches actually are Olympians. Phil's Olympian, and Carly are sports did gymnastics. Mm-hmm. So they've all been like really involved in sports throughout the whole life.
Oh, cool. That's always good. I was going to say, when you can learn from someone who's played the game, it makes it a lot better. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I'd like to thank you for your time.